Constellation, Hoover's most famous floating vacuum cleaner. This one belongs to a collector friend of mine who has had it since his childhood. He's pretty sure it's the longest machine, the longest that he has ever had a machine. He's also mildly customised it. Can you tell? I mean, it's a fantastic paint job. There is zero quality issues with that. But our quest today, with a lot of cheating, is to get this machine running somehow, somewhere, with something, and see if it's going to be worth turning into a viable machine once again. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and vintage Hoover chums. How are you today? Yes, the immediate thing you can notice is it's missing the handle. That is one of the many parts that this machine needs. Yes, it has seen a drop of paint. If we just remove the lid, you can see the original Hoover handle underneath like some other paint, and then just I think it was also painted in whatever this is with the bumper on. You can see the line, but I mean the top itself isn't dented. There'll be something under there, I'm sure, and inside you can see the original green colour that it once was, along with lots of lovely rust. Yeah, this you give it a tale of two halves really, because the guy's main plan is to get this recoated properly, and before that happens, we need to check if it's worth doing. Then there's the middle section. Look, we can very easily dismantle this one. No screws required. And this has seen some rust and marks. You can see that the bag holder has been removed. Yes, you see me try and slip a HEPA flow around there. You can just bend it down and snap it off. But I mean, underneath, that is the colour that this machine would have been originally, and it's quite straight, and that's what's going to determine which of these bits get saved. Then we have the motor housing. As you can see, there is pretty much nothing. We have the two motor rubbers. That might be handy actually, because at least I can put it into the very specific shaped bottom bit and have something for something to go onto, so that's good. We have this piece of foam, which probably isn't actually from this, and then the little rubber spark strip, insulator strip that goes down there, and our wiring block for a cable. Otherwise, you can just see where the black paint has been slapped on. Literally zero care, regard, but good coverage. Cannot moan about that. Yeah, this is, and then underneath gets even worse. My only slight hope with all of this paint is that it's actually sealed the crevice. I've had to put silicone around there before to seal that up. And looking at this, a little bit of a bend there. Probably Hoover Constellations. Dust out. The bottom does need to be really flat for them to glide properly, because they need to lift up. This one hasn't lifted itself up. What is also there very handily is the front bar with circlip that this is supposed to hinge onto. So yeah, that is all there, but we're missing just a couple of key components. So let us see if we can go shopping for those. What I hope will be of some help to us in this endeavour is this, a pink Hoover Constellation. This isn't mine, this is a donor machine. Remember when we went through that stage of doing a ton of Hoover Constellations a little while ago? Well, this is a donor machine that came in that. And we've used a few bits of it, but the main thing that I've really kept it for is its motor. Everything else, I mean, it's completely trashed as well. The bottom part isn't bad, actually. I mean, part of my thinking is if this one is completely awful, we could mix and match housings, but I don't know, we're getting ahead of ourselves. This does work, ironically. If we withdraw the cable, which I think I want for something else, so this pink cable is filthy, but I'm doing a Hoover Junior at the minute and it needs a pink cable. So it might work. And then we have a very generic, boring plug. There you go, BG nylon. Ooh, fancy stuff. Made in the UK. So, hey, not too bad. And yeah, this one does run okay. But ironically, I don't want to be using its motor. I mean, we might briefly, but I don't want to be using it because it's not really, that's the bit I need to keep. What I am tempted to use is this mid-frame. Purely, oh no, wait, I can't because there's 4 screws and this only has 3. So yeah, we aren't using any of this really. What I do need to pinch though is this rubber gasket, and then we're probably gonna, I don't know really, probably gonna need the switch, and we're probably gonna keep this cable at least for a second. So let's harvest some parts from this to get the most out of it. First thing we need to do is to find the circlip end. Oh, this doesn't have its circlip, so that's even easier. And pull out this rod there. Then we're going to, because this is pretty much the bit that, oh, this is going all busted as well. This has been in my loft for a good couple of years now, going through heat cycle after heat cycle. And yeah, the moisture does get to them. Be careful where you store your vacuum cleaners, folks. So yeah, perfectly decent top hat. We're not using it. We want this. We want that. So that is good. There is a handle screw there. This is the bit of metal that secures the filter into place. We might want that. I don't know yet. But the second thing that we need to do is take out these 4 screws. Then we can lift this off of here, which yeah is a lot nicer, but sadly incompatible. Then we have a lovely, actually unplugged, motor, which we should probably undo from here first. So we shall, before we do anything else, undo this nut and take off this plate cover thing, which exposes our wiring, which we can undo at least these first 2 quickly. Yeah. Then our motor still won't come out because I need to undo the switch. But yeah, we have our bottom mount here. Our 2 wiring screws are there. And annoyingly, we're not using any of this. I'm just taking it out because this is the part that we need. I mean, if that is terrible, this is a plan B, but it's not much better. If it's going to be a repaint, then you may as well repaint everything. There we go. We'll need those because I think I'm going to borrow that switch. And then, yeah, I've just got to undo the rest of these to get the cable out temporarily, maybe even the cable exit grommet. Yeah, but most of it has seen some use, though. How deeply worn the armature is, but very decent still. Right, we gather some thoughts and some things. Okie dokie, some time has passed, and First of all, I went and found some flex. I have had this Dyson DCO2 Clear. I mean, all these are clean up flex for years, and what a fun little project to fit it to than this Hoover Constellation. So yeah, that comes into here. I've had to use a Hoover Senior cable bracket to hold the cable in place because they've changed. This is gone from 4 to 3, and they changed the spacing of the cable clamp, so I couldn't use that. I haven't fitted this yet. I want to put it in boiling water and try and perk it up, but this is the remains, I guess, the very perished exit grommet, but we'll be okay for now. There's a nice folded over bit of metal in the way. It'll be fine. Then I found this Sevo Airbelt C2 motor. Do you remember that one that we broke for spares a while ago? We have a nice Domel motor, because the good thing about Hoover Constellations is they're quite easy to motor bodge. I use this random 38mm plastic waste pipe cut with a completely inappropriate saw. Then you get a little spacer puck, which, as luck would have it, does wedge right in to the original Hoover rubber boot. So I'm going to sort of push that into there, and then sort of feed my wiring around just a little bit. The motor sits on there like that. We have our switch all over here, so that can go into there, and then I just need to hook up the neutral wire to the motor. As luck would have it, the Hoover seal sits perfectly over this, well, Domel, it's not a Stevo, the Domel motor fan, and then I found that I need to sort of just manipulate a little bit just to get the seal into place, but then it all clamps down very nicely indeed, and that's what you want. That's the switch rattling around. I'm hoping that's going to seal up quite nicely. What I'm going to do now is pop all the switch and finish the wiring off, put the lid on, and we'll see. And with that, I think we're ready to see if it runs. Because runs excellent. I hope you saw the spin, because I didn't. Good old Hoover didn't change anything. So these screws are actually Hoover Junior rear handle bales to the chassis screws, and I managed to find a bolt, because on the other one it was a nut and a stud bolt from the rear bearing of a Hoover Junior. Marvellous. So we have decent manoeuvrability. The next thing that we need to do is to make this airtight, and that is where this seal comes in. This is pretty important. So it goes on, you have to line up the small side, and then you feed it around the entire top, come round to the other side. It's probably easiest to do both the ends up first. And on this side, you've got to get the 2 hinge pins. There we go. Oh, been a while since this has had a bumper on it. There we go. Get the 2 hinge pins on. Then we can put the bumper around the edge. And again, you've just got to pull at it, really. There we go. Then eventually, you will get that on there. Doesn't it look, well, doesn't really look stupid, because it looked stupid before. So that will be fine. Oh, where did I put the rod? I took the rod out of the front, and now I don't know where it went. So we're going to find that, and then we can mate this part to here for the first time in a long time, I think. Our pin is in. We can pull this back, clamp it down, and I'm going to plug it back in. I think we should see if it's got any airflow. Oh, wait, turn the switch on. Wow! Oh! is happy. We have created something. Right, we need, I'm going to wash my hands first, then reach for the bag and do something about picking it up. Okie dokie, the first thing we're going to do to this monster is actually pop this on, because I'm not, you can have the retaining ring. I can't be bothered to stick a filter in it today, but one day it might want one, you never know, when it gets repainted. No, what we're going to do is take this pneumatic pepper flow bag, stuff it onto the very rusty and crusty hose end, and then, well, this is quite nice really, because we don't have the original bag mount, we can watch it inflate. What good fun. It is. There is a slight element of danger because you can quite easily touch the motor from in there. But, you know, just don't do that when it's plugged in and you'll be okay. I don't have the original piece, annoyingly, that goes in there. Oh, we shouldn't have fitted this first. What we should have done, have a look here. This is, thanks to another collector, Mr. You Know Who You Are, we have ourselves a nice handle. And, oh, I thought I had it. Annoyingly, somewhere, and I don't even know where that's gone now, I've only got the one screw. Forgot to ask that the screws were provided with the handle. But again, being Hoover, I think if I just go through these, this one might do, if I just go through all of these random screws from different machines, I'll probably find something and we can get this installed. Doesn't it look better now? Oh, yes, we are getting there. Right, bag fitted, the handle fitted. I think it's a brand new handle as well, so that is good. We can move on to the exciting stuff. This thing obviously came to me, oh, I've left the bag poking out. Came to me as you saw it at the beginning of this video. Oh, this is the last brand new pattern spare Constellation hose end that I got from the big pile at Barton's, and then this piece of, I don't think it's genuine, but it is brand new, never used, just stored a lot. Hoover Flex hose. Very nice indeed. You can see where this is going. We're going to spray a little bit of lubrication onto here. Probably should have dumped this in boiling water first. Then push it into place. Oh, let's do that last little bit now over that clip. Do I actually want to find a small screwdriver and pull the lip over it? Ah, yes, I think I do. Look. Oh, that's it. That's got it. Yeah. There we go. We'll wipe my dirty handprints off of it. That is, oh, very tight fitting, but that's fine. That is a hose. Oh, wow. Ah, I don't think the original motor would have pulled a 90 on the airflow meter. Right, this is exciting now because this is about where the plan ends in my head. What dictates what happens next is what tools I find, really. The next thing that I want to try and do is to get this cuff off of this hose, but it's being incredibly difficult because it's glued in, and I'm now trying to fight that glue, but there we go. That's what we want. We want this to come off because I want to see if I can fit this. This is a pattern, non-genuine Electrolux hose, and hang on, I'm now going to be fighting these coils annoyingly. I've got to get these coils pushed back into place, and then it should just twist in, I'm hoping. It does! It fits really well. This is also a swivel end as well, so all of a sudden we have quite modern 32mm tools. Yeah, perfect. We have a sleeve valve. We are getting there. Oh, yeah. So, we want some wands. I have these wands, which are actually 35mm, but where the taper sits there on them, it's just enough for this nice hose end to go down inside. And being adjustable means that you can have it at the perfect height. So, oh, aren't we getting close now? But what could we fit with 35mm hose end? Well, I'm going to fit a 35mm to Dyson end onto our wand because I went and found some pretty cool tools that I have no need for. One of them is this Dyson flat out tool. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's not bad, but what I'm hoping is going to be even better is this that I found that I have no need for. It's a little tiny Dyson turbo brush. I can't believe that we got a Constellation to pull 190. And actually, it's still running quite cool. And it's not too bad. It's still running reasonably cool and doesn't float too badly. Oh, yes, folks, we have done the fun thing. I'm going to take it apart and wash it and clean it, I think, but I don't think we're going to do an after video of that. I think we have done enough. We can put our funky Dyson cable around it, like so. Very nice. I don't know, one day if it does get a cool paint job, this flex will end up quite cool sat under here, like so. There we are. Marvellous. That can sit there. We can put our hose and tools around it. And I think we have created something rather special. We can use up some surplus Dyson tools. This is quite a nice head if it wasn't for the fact that it was so wobbly bobbly. It's a shame they didn't make it fixed like that and you would just have it as a pivot. I guess you could hack it. But I think these will do. I think my friend wanted to repaint it. I don't particularly want to get involved in that. It's now ready to just take the bits out, send the metalwork off, pop the bits back in, carry on. I think this has done enough. So what's the weirdest creation you have ever made? We've just made ourselves a Hoover Constellation SIBO. That's pretty cool. What about you? What random vacuum stuff have you put together that does not belong to make something fun? Let me know down below, and until the next exciting creation, I and some other Hoover, SIBO, Dyson mismatch will see you soon. Bye bye.